Hello everyone. Got a piece of peanut butter root beer chert from Texas. Came from Curtis Smith. And it's a really nice preform. Almost looks just like hornstone, honestly. So I'm gonna do a birthday dovetail out of this today, since today's my birthday. So we'll see if the gods are on my side here today. Napping. It's a really nice preform. It's flattened out nicely already. But I do want to send some thinning flakes up from the base and work on the tip a little bit, because right now this thing it's almost on the lines of being thinner in the middle and a little bit heavier on the end, so I want to take care of that. That's bad news when you get that thinner in the middle and you get a little extra weight. It don't take much either on the ends. That's when that thing goes end snaps on you. So I think I'm just going to run around this thing and regularize the edges, and maybe start this side here. Looks like it needs to come in quite a bit. Either that, or I could turn the base. I could bring this corner of the base up a little bit. That would line it up a little bit better. I can move the tip a little bit too. So I'm just going to get this thing into a symmetrical shape right now and regularize the edges. I might set up for a couple thinning flakes down here, and maybe one or two up here. Other than that, I think we should be pretty good. It's kind of nice when all the percussion's done for you, although I do enjoy doing that part of it. I know it's funner to watch. I did a little horse trade. Well, I did a little deal with a guy where he was buying these preforms, and I was napping them and then splitting everything with him. The points that came out in the end, and it's working out all right. I'm a little out of practice on this larger stuff. I've been napping small stuff for a while, and I'm not used to napping rock that it doesn't belong to me, so it's kind of weird. I found myself like tippy-toeing around and trying to do way more pressure flaking than really necessary, and just trying to make sure not to break them. And I think it's affected my napping, not in a good way, negatively. So we went ahead and split everything up, and I did a little trading with him. So I ended up with 3 or 4 of these preforms left, and so now they belong to me, so I can break them all I want, which I'm going to try not to do. But it makes me a little more comfortable napping them, if that makes sense. I figured it would work out well right now because it would give me more experience on this a little bit larger stuff, and it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. This stuff is really super soft. I don't think it's heat treated it, but it may be. Wow. Oh my gosh, this stuff is nice. I'm talking about nice. Little inclusion in there. You guys see that okay? Try pulling this cloth off here. I felt like it was kind of washing out the image before, but it seems like I'm kind of struggling for light. I think I'm setting right over top of the light from the ceiling fan above me, so that might be what's going on. Just seeing that laying on the floor. We don't want any of these today. These are bad. I just want a little thinning flake to blend into this. Flatten that out a little bit. Let's see. Get rid of that little bump on top there. Said I was going to thin the base, didn't I? That was a good one. That was a real good one. You get that point backed up into your hand, it'll really help this thing from breaking. Once I started supporting these things from the tip and pulling in, squeezing in the lengthways, I don't think, well, I know I broke one point hitting it on the end. I overstruck it and it broke in the middle, but it didn't even come apart. The point actually stayed together because I was squeezing it so hard it just snapped, and when I let the pressure off, it fell apart. So I mean, this can really help you from end snap, and even working on the edges. Once your pieces start getting thin, support them from the end. Squeeze in this way. Your breakage rate will go down tremendously. I promise. What are you meowing about? It's cold outside. You want to go out there? I think my cat wants out. Let me let her out real quick. You don't want out. You just want me to get up, ain't you? Sorry about that. Okay, where are we at? So I'm gonna try to get one more on this corner right here. This base is really thinning out nice. I wasn't able to support that one the way I was holding it. I don't know why I held it like that. Okay. I'm just gonna go through with my ishi stick and remove some of these larger deltas. Ow. That one got me good. Man, that one got me real good. It's kind of a weird place to get cut. I usually don't get them there. Must have had that lazy finger hanging down there, swinging in the breeze. Gotta tuck them in. Running out of big band-aids. Had to cork that one off. Try to get a couple little percussion flakes right in here. There it is. That was nice. That's what I was wanting to remove right in there, that little bit of thickness. I'll probably get one more right here. So I'm just using the edge of my braidor to run down on either side of the platform, and that just makes it stick out a little bit, protrude out from the edge. It makes it nice because you have no chance of hitting anything, as long as you're in the ballpark. It's kind of a bad hit, but that's really all I needed. These edges got to come way in. Well, I was thinking make a nice Lost Lake, but I haven't been having a whole lot of success notching them here recently. So I'll stick with plan A, the dovetail. This must be heat treated. If not, it's exceptionally soft flint. It's sure looking like it wants to be a lost lake, huh? It's pretty thin down there. I might be able to make it work. It was ugly. I think it did that because I twisted my thing when I pulled it off there. You do them little back brushes. I'm doing more with this hand than I am with this one. I'm just kind of working. I'm pushing with both hands, but I'm putting the tip where I want, and I'm squeezing the piece into the tip of the flaker, and then flipping out a little, flipping it out a little bit towards the back side. So sometimes that'll help you strengthen the edge or lower the edge. Or you can just grab your a braider and do that. Oh, let's see. What do you want to be, Mr. Flint? Man. I'm going to do some more instructional type videos, just like I want to do one on pressure flaking, do one on direct percussion. Someone asked in the comments, or didn't really ask, they said that they were having trouble with their pressure flaking, so I can maybe do one on pressure flaking, do one on direct percussion. I already did one on the under the knee indirect. I don't know enough about any of the ABO stuff to be making instructional videos on it. Or I could probably use words and get some stuff across, but might not be able to physically do it, display it. There won't be any more of this grinding the whole edge, I know that, when I start on the ABO stuff. I have to throw my braiders in my copper bag and just use natural stone to help adjust my edge and isolate platforms. I thought about trying to start using stone with just to adjust the edge for my copper knapping. Thought that might, man, you can make a killer pine tree out of this stuff. But yeah, I thought about maybe going ahead and starting to try to use a stone to work my edges for the copper, but the edges are going to be totally different. But at least it might give me a little experience with the stone. Well, that works really good, actually. You guys didn't hear that, did you? I think I'm going to try and make a big old pine tree out of this thing. Matter of fact, I know I am. So pine tree is a Kirk corner notch that has been reworked down and serrations added, and they look really cool. Douglas Alcorn can make some awesome pine trees. He's got a video on his YouTube channel. His channel is called The Lithic Wizard. I'm not sure if it's The Lithic Wizard or just Lithic Wizard. But he pays really close attention to detail, and he's a lot like me, I think, just when it comes to that. I'm not anywhere near as good as he is, but I really like how he pays close attention to detail on his stuff. You gotta have something to set you apart from the rest of the crowd. It's always been like that with me. I've tried to be like that with my taxidermy and everything I've ever done, really. Carpentry work. And if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. What I've been told. So I'm gonna have to bring this thing in quite a bit. But I want to keep the contours as smooth as I can, and a nice lens shaped cross section, so those serration flakes will really travel better. This stuff's kind of weird. It's like there's really soft spots in it. Doesn't look any different. It just feels kind of like it's got real soft areas in it. I want to leave enough thickness so it won't be a problem getting my nice flake scars to run in. If you have a real thin tapered edge, it's hard to get your serrations to look right. Just getting rid of my deltas here. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over. Try to smooth this side out with some heavy pressure. There, got rid of that little step. It's bugging me. Okay, so now we're getting a nice smooth surface on that side. I'll try to do the same thing over here. So what I did there was, what did I do? Oh, I meant to take those flakes on this side. I did both sides of the front. Now I'll flip it to the back. I'm bleeding all over this thing. Let me put another Band-Aid on. She soaked through. If I ever had one go right in the end of my finger out in midair like that. Okay. So what I'll do here is go through and just remove these deltas. Anywhere it looks like it needs, the contour needs a little help, I'll take a flake. At the same time, turning the edge, preparing for the next set on the other side. Well, looks nice. I could just notch that thing right now and say, hey, hey, here you go. Okay, so this side here is a little flat. That's okay, we'll put a little convexity on there. This side here's got a little bit of thickness, which we're in good shape. Body's good. I'm gonna smooth this side, although it probably really doesn't need it. Most of these didn't have any shoulders on them. They just they almost had a incurvate margin or edge. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby, yeah, baby. Looking good, looking good. I usually do pick one side and do my. I know it's not right. I mean, usually you would do your serrations and do your run flakes and stuff on one side here, and then flip it over, do it there, and then flip it in for in. But for just a showpiece and a modern piece, I like to give it one real good show side. Try to, anyways. So I'll try to do that. We'll run our flakes across here first with our serrations. Get that beveled. Got this one pretty much ready to go too. I think I got good edge thickness here to do what I want to do. I wouldn't mind bringing the edge in just a little bit more. It'll come in when I do my serrations anyways quite a bit. Yeah, I need to bring it in just a little bit more. I guess some people are kind of weird about mentioning names on YouTube, but I don't have any problem with it because those are the people that I've learned from. Without them, I wouldn't even be sitting here chipping. I don't think anybody would mind me mentioning them on here, but I guess if they do, they'll let me know. Okay. This thing is not perfectly symmetrical, but it's not gonna matter quite as much because of the serrations. What I'm trying to do is get this profile right, this margin to where this ear is gonna flare out just a little bit down here. I really like the way that looks. So, other than that, I think we're pretty much ready to lock and load. Now there's several different ways you can do your serrations. This is just one way that I'm going to do it today. I'll just take my run flakes on this side. I've got the edges beveled. Then I'll come back, stiffen the edge between those flakes, or between the ridges, and then run flakes back on this side. And we'll see how she turns out. I usually start from the top. No, I don't. I usually start from the bottom. What am I saying? What you talking about, Willis? Okay. Gonna be some kind of wide serrations, but it should work. I am gonna try starting from the top up here. Come on. What? Oh, come on. Looks pretty good. I usually put my notches in there before I serrate it. I should probably do that right about now. So on these corner notches, I usually remove some of the corner. Gives you a nice place to start your notch. That's not looking real good right there. I got a slim chance of getting through that, so I might come down here and see if I can borrow enough to take a pressure flake. Either that, or I might be able to snag a hold of that thing and get it off here. Yeah, there it went. There she went. Cool, I needed that one. I just want these to go kind of straight in. I don't want to dog leg them or anything like that. I can get one more. I have to commit a little bit more than that, I think. Yeah. This just stuff's so tricky, this punch notching, because sometimes you don't want to use too much force, but sometimes you gotta hammer it, floor it. Give it the beans, Jake Webster says. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I can get one more right here. And on this side, I might be able to get another one. You get up there and start getting even, you need to keep checking them and make sure you're going to be able to advance the other notch before you start working on the other one. I'm just going to try to take one right in the center. Beautiful. I think that's about all I need. pretty sure I can get another one, so I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and take another one on both sides. Man, maybe I should have did a Lost Lake out of this one. This stuff is nice to work with. Nice to notch. Punch notch friendly material. I'm gonna roll with that. I'm not gonna get greedy right now. I can always come back. Okay, back to our serrations. I like to extend my tip out a little bit further than this. That way I can get a nice taper on it. Come down to a nice point. What I'll do first is come back through here and I'll just chip between these ridges. All I'm trying to do is to get that edge back towards this other side so I can take flakes back this way now. Okay, same thing over here. Kind of rake your tool across there and it'll help shear that material off there. Okay. Now, take my round file, diamond file. I'm come in here. I'm gonna file my platforms. Okay. Now we're ready to flip it over and take our flakes over here. But first, I need to really get a nice point on this thing. Okay, and the reason for that is just so you can lay this sharper tip right on the in between these deltas and push off without hitting any of these. But really, you're not in any danger of that anyways, because I'm all the way back here. So I am going to start from the top. Nice easy one. The edge could be turned just a little bit more. There we go. What are you meowing about? Here's a good one. That's a pretty good one. Very nice. Hey, not too shabby. This side looks about as good as the other side does. Okay, so now all we have to do is come back with the tool. Horseshoe nail would work fine. Need something. I usually use steel for finishing these serrations, just because it gets through the material pretty easily. Actually, I'm gonna try to do this with copper. I think it'll crush less. I hear you over there. Just give me a minute. It'll help keep your little notches in here a little bit cleaner if you use copper instead of steel. And you want to, I try to flip the piece over quite a bit while I'm doing this. That way, if not, some of your little serrations can get looking kind of goofy on one side. You can keep the edges of them kind of up towards the center line. That way they don't get out of whack. I hope I haven't been out of frame there. If I was, I'm sorry. Oops. Come on, baby. There you go. Be nice to me. It's my birthday. Really, these serrations should get smaller as you go up. They should get spaced closer together. I didn't really do that on this one, but it's the way it should be. I'm just adding a couple small ones up here to help it out a little bit. Alright, where was I back here? Oh, I know, I hear you. It can be hard to keep these things all kind of pointing in the right direction. Sometimes they'll start, one will point this way and they'll get kind of wonky on you. You can really start in here, you can really take your time and make these things look really good if you want to. What are you doing? Trying to crawl through the wall. Cat's crazy. I really hope this thing's been in frame, because I really like the way this is turning out. Hey, quit that! You. Yeah, you. Quit. Almost there. Hey! Yeah, you. Got a piece of plastic. There's a hole in the wall where there was an air conditioner. It was a heater slash air conditioner. It pooped out on us, so I just stretched a piece of plastic over the hole for the time being, and the cat's trying to crawl through the plastic to get outside. Okay, so yeah, you want to flip this back and forth quite a bit when you're doing these serrations. It'll really help you keep them in order. It'll help you keep moving that edge, because you're just like chipping the edge of the point. You're raising and lowering your edge so you can take flakes from the underside. Well, instead of a birthday dovetail, I got a birthday pine tree. I'll take it. Come on, baby. It's kind of dangerous. Okay, just want to straighten the base up a little bit here and we'll be done. I kind of like the way that looks, to where the barb comes out a little more than this, so I usually make them like that. It's usually the last thing I do is come in and, I'm talking like I've made 100 of these things. I've only made a few, so. Oh yeah. Take, this is beeswax. I don't do this on all my points, but I'm going to do it on this one because I'll probably end up keeping this one. And it don't last forever, it just shines it up a little bit. You don't need much, just a fuzz. Yeah. Make him nice and shiny. So I can take a picture and post on Facebook. I'll probably go through and touch those serrations up just a little bit. I love how that pattern came out on there. There you go, peanut butter root beer pine tree. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been a really long one, but if you hung in there, I appreciate it. And hopefully some of the stuff kind of helped you out. So again, I appreciate you watching. Thanks to all of you who have subscribed. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.